doing? I'm glad I finally made it on here. I was worried for a minute. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make the time to get on here so that I can give y'all a message. Now, of course, I was busy tonight, especially around 2:06, which I'm sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. This black moon that we just experienced the peak of, and now we're coming out at the peak, but still very much intense. Sorry, I'm trying to get all my cards straight. I hope everyone's doing good. And things are running smoothly the best they can. Let's see, okay. Okay, perfect. All right, let me shuffle this deck. So I did channel a few things throughout the day, actually, that I kept record of. So there's a variety of things that popped up, and I guess can resonate with somebody. If not, just take what does and leave the rest. So let's start with these channeled messages that I received from Spirit. I received, let's see, can't even read my handwriting. Oh, okay, one of the message I received was close off all your senses aside from your ears. So, meaning, imagine having tape over your eyes and just having your ears to discern what is in your auric field. And your auric field goes as far as your arms, all the way. That's your auric field. So, just imagine the senses you would experience if you didn't have your sight. So that was one of the channel messages. I even feel like it would be a cool exercise to just put like a piece of tape, I mean not where your eyebrows are, but over your eyes, lay down in meditation, hey guys, and just listen, you know. Don't allow any distractions to be a distraction, in a sense. That was one of my channel messages. Another is working together. I heard work together, work together, work together, like 3 times. I also channeled, let's see. Oh, so I got like a really like big woof of like the perfume. It's very specific. It's called Armani Code. I don't wear Armani Code. I know girlfriends that do, so I'm very, very aware of the scent. So this may mean, you know, somebody you may know who also wears Armani Code, or maybe a passed on loved one who used to wear it or favor it. And now I smelled a few other scents. I was kind of like going through my senses of smell and hearing and sight. So from Armani Code, I started smelling Jergens. And I know this sounds silly, but I started smelling like baby shampoo. Um, and then the next smell, it smelled like, I'm not gonna say autumn, but it smelled like leaves. Like if I were to go grab leaves off the ground and just smell them, that's what it smelled like. Now, mind you, I'm outside, but I'm not around any leaves, and there's no trees back here, so it's definitely not leaves. Another channeled message I received was tidal wave. So, tidal wave, kind of in the sense of like something just come crashing in. Something very unexpected, something that's just gonna like hit real quick, and you're just gonna kind of like be just caught off guard, I guess you would say. Another one is let's see, now I heard digital hard drive. Now I don't even know if that's even like labeled as a thing. I know that they have Google Drive and stuff like that. Maybe that's the same thing because it's digital. But I did channel digital hard drive. Another one was, I specifically heard a child, okay? And I'm not going crazy. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I see them. I'm not going cuckoo. I have 2 children. They're both girls, okay? I heard a little child yelling, "Mommy," okay? And it was very clear, like so clear. It was just like, pow, like wow. I was just like, I went inside and I checked to see if it was my little one calling for me. She was out. They were both out. My oldest would just come get me. Now, I did channel the number 511, and I channeled the doors have opened and court is now in session. That's another channeled message I received. Very specific, but it could also indicate other things, like just other obligations that need to be met and finished, and not so much put to the side. Now, right before I started this live, I got heartburn, and I haven't been experiencing heartburn, nothing like that's been affecting me, so yeah, that was kind of crazy. Now, some letters that I channeled were the letter E, I, P, L, and these can be initials, this for someone's name or last name, first name, whatever. H, J, T, B as in boy, P, A, so there's 2 P's I channeled, D, I, O, Q, and E. Okay, now I sat here and I went through all these little letters to see what I could spell out. And the words that spelled out were bald, like a bald head, bead, bide, boil, bold, hide, tape. Somebody might have like a videotape with maybe some evidential stuff in it, or I don't know, it's just a tape. Toil, like toil and labor. Blade. This is the second time Blade has came out in my channeled letterings. My last live I did, I think maybe 2 days ago or whatever, had Blade in it as well, which was very, you know, I don't know. I don't know what kind of vibe I'm getting from this. Also, table was spelt, label, ideal, pilot, boiled, tablet, detail. That's a big mouth. Dilate, polite, and jotted. Okay. Now, there were a few Egyptian words that I thought were pretty interesting, and I wanted to highlight on that. One is Ptah, which is Ptah, and it's the god of craftsmanship, so the creator. Then we have the god Hapi, which is Hapi, and this is the flood god. Then we have the god Apep, which represents chaotic serpent, enemy of the sun. Now, if it's an enemy of the sun, that means they are an enemy of Ra. Okay. Then I received Ba, B-A, which so happens to be one part of the soul. So I'm curious to know how many parts there are when it comes to ancient Egyptian mythology. And then I got Ipet, which is a pet. And this is the hippopotamus god, which didn't know there was a thing, but you learn. So, all right, we're gonna jump into some cards and see what it is that this black moon has helped you shed old beliefs, old perspectives, doubts, things like that, and what kind of possible upgrades or manifestations that you know, we all have asked for or set our intentions for. And I don't know, I'm just excited to see what, you know, what might be presenting itself to the collective. So if anything that I say sounds like, okay, yeah, that was on my list, then take it. If not, just leave it. So I'm gonna start with this deck. I already shuffled it. I'm at the bottom. I'm at the back of the deck, which we have order and competition. To me, this is saying that you have finally taken control when it comes to any kind of competitive, envious, anything that's going to drain your energy or take from it in a small sense like this. So I see you taking back your power of control. Then we have dance. They're being pretty expressive. And we have self-confidence. This right away is showing me that a lot of you have or are going to be tapping into your inner authentic self with dance, and which is self-expression, and confirmation, excuse me, and self-confidence, meaning you don't need validation. You don't need to be approved or to be seen as cool or anything like that. You can just simply be yourself and give two fucks about what the next person is thinking. And that is a very high vibrational place to be in. It may sound kind of crazy by the way I put it, but it is true. So, I have the next two is resistance and rest. So I see that what's going to be changing for you is when you're met with some sort of resistance, when you're met with something that wants to push you away from going with the grain and they're trying to push you to go against it. I'm seeing that you're going to be pretty laid back and unbothered about this, because this has happened one too many times before. So somebody trying to get you out of your character by resisting, like posting up and resisting the move to get out your fucking way, or just being ugly at the Xerox machine, or I don't know, whatever you may do for work with coworkers or even family members. Some family members may not support everything that we want to do, and it looks like we're just gonna prop our feet up and just accept the new opportunity that is right in front of us, because butterflies represents new beginnings and opportunities, and it's definitely showing me. I mean, she's on vacation, she's on a beach. She's not giving two shits about somebody's dramatic stance, about somebody's attitude. This person is saying the hell with the drama. I've given enough of my energy up to it. I'm done. Oh, cool. So we have explore. I see that, I don't know, you may have, you may be an introvert, or be more introverted than extroverted, if that makes any sense. But I see that you are going to be embarking on like a brand spanking new journey. See? Explore and beginning. This is the Fool card. See, 0. New beginnings, taking that leap of faith, moving forward. This is all about action. So exploring all in anything and everything. I mean, don't they always say the sky is the limit? And if you're here to explore it, wow, there's a lot of grounds to be explored. But that's amazing. That's pretty nice to be in a mindset like that. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, so I see that you are going to be more creative. It says self-expression, but I feel like this is really pulling on your creativity strings, like especially with the card following it being the Seven of Cups, which is choices, having options. So I see that you are going to be more intentional and more aware with the choices that you make and the choices that are presented to you and for you. So I feel like you're going to be a little bit more truer to yourself when it comes to making choices. Yeah. I mean, that can even go further. When it comes to like making the best choices that will enhance your creativity, that will put you in alignment with your passionate side. Now, the next two we have is consuming, and this is the Ace of Swords, clarity. So when it comes to someone who has the intent to receive something from you, when someone's intent is all about what they can get from you, how they can advantage off of your behalf, you're not putting up with it anymore, because you see clearly, you see right through it. You know, it says consuming, like people are gonna have a real hard time trying to pull a fast one on you, for sure. You may have done some sort of like chakra alignment as well during this black moon, to help you with your manifestations flow. Where did this card come from? Okay, so let's see. Good so far. Now we have the Three of Pentacles, which is cooperation That's all about collaborating with other people, teamwork, group efforts, things like that. And then we have roots. Your roots would be your traditions, your values, your ancestors, the belief systems you were raised upon, if you do still follow them. Things like that. I see that you have confirmation again. You have found your soul tribe, your spirit tribe, and because this is giving me like family tree, and the roots being like your lineage and all the people who came before you, all the way up into your dad and your mom and then you. But I see you guys all holding hands, working together. This is reminding me of like a sacred circle, like a salt circle with all the elements. And this root card too is giving me a lot of Mother Gaia. I've been receiving a lot of nudges from Mother Gaia. Just her name has been repetitive in my mind a lot today. Okay, I see that you are now releasing fear when it comes to things that may be hidden in secret, things that you don't know the truth about, things that are unclear to you. So illusions, deceptions. So I'm seeing that either you've manifested or you've released some sort of fear-like mentality when it comes to possibly change or the unknown or illusions that either can be perceived away, which is ultimately an assumption because we don't truly know. So, but I see you, I want to word this correctly. I see that you have found the root cause of your fear when it comes to change. And because you found what was causing this fear, you were faced with it, and it can no longer hide deep within you, you know? And this being an aspect that you would definitely want to shed, I see that you have done that, and you shall see the differences within the near future, if not instantaneously. Okay, so let's see what else you guys may be upgrades, things may be changing for you. Okay, we have inspiration and solitude. So I'm seeing that you are finally You're finally being okay with just things being still, quiet, and it just being you and your spirit, your soul, your higher self. And you've gotten very comfortable. Maybe you have been meditating a lot up until this day, or specifically for the lunar eclipse phase. But whatever it is, you have inspired. You are inspired by your alone time, which makes a lot of sense because that's whenever we receive most of our downloads, you know? But this inspiration is like a desire, not a ritual like how we brush our teeth, but this is more of like a true core interest with inspiration and solitude, for sure. Okay, let's see. We have we have number 12, determination. And we have number 10, which is gratitude. Okay, so I'm seeing that there's been a lot that has been let go, so that now that there are more deeper things or more complex things within one's self that are starting to be addressed. And one of them would be, in order for you to stay determined, to keep going, to stay motivated, you have to have some sort of some sort of drive, some sort of spark. And I see something that will release endorphins, okay? And I'm seeing that what helps you with that extra push of determination to get through that finish line is your gratitude. Your gratitude for being able to live in the moment. Puppies. Being able to live in the moment and actually enjoy the fact that you can do this. Not everybody can. And if you can really truly embody that, and you know, anybody can do anything. You just have to put your mind and heart to it. But I'm seeing that someone has mastered their strength of their willpower, or their how to stay motivated, how to stay determined. And their equation is gratitude, which is beautiful. Because being in a state of gratitude is ultimately a state of receiving back from the universe. Okay, what else do we have? Okay. So we have arrogance. Okay, just look at this. Look at how they look. You know, it's not about how they look, it's about the way they're looking. It's almost like you can read their expression, which has one of your upgrades has been your third eye has been activated, and so you're more intuitive, and more your ability to see clearer and is allowing you to not feed into this arrogance energy. Okay, see this is the understanding, the third eye awakening. Okay, I see there's some alignment here with the throat chakra. Okay, this person understands the arrogance, because if they didn't understand it, then they would be offended by it. And the moment you react, the moment you give any kind of like power to someone in regards to how they respond to you, or anything that is in your auric fields or whatever, it can change somebody else's reaction. But being in a place of understanding that people are going to be people, that doesn't mean it reflects who you are or how you feel or the way you view things, because it seems like you're viewing things from a very understanding, at peace, not really allowing things to trigger your emotions, not giving your energy to those who try and just take it from you for no fucking reason, just to do it. And sometimes people don't even realize the depth of this and what they're actually doing, you know? Okay, we have imagination and Voyager. So I'm seeing that because on this card it says imagination, it's number 11. She almost looks like she's looking at this ship, imagining being on it, wishing she would have gotten on that ship. And instead of wishing, instead of constantly letting your imagination do all the work and then take no action, you're now in a place where you're ready to go on that trip. You're ready to venture out. You're ready to explore. This may have been, you know, like a self-limiting belief where You know, one gets caught up in daydreaming and unrealistic thinking or things like that. But I see, instead of you dreaming it, you're doing it. And that is huge. That is huge transformation. We have adaptability, and we have honesty. I'm getting that you have been fooled, not just one time, not just twice, but too many times to just even pay any kind of deceiving energy or any kind of lies or any kind of backstabbing, or, you know, like with this honesty card, I feel like you can just sniff out the truth, you know? For sure. For sure. You're done giving your energy out to situations that are damn near meaningless. The reason why they have meaning is because we put meaning to them, when, you know, sometimes we don't even realize we do this, and it can backfire and just have us going through our mind all freaking day, going cuckoo. And then you know, it can even affect like home life. Okay, I like these two cards. It's crazy because look at the moon, kind of what we just went through. The black moon was a lunar eclipse. It says disappointment. So I'm getting the Five of Cups. And then we have waking up. I feel like, and this is something I don't know, I'm reading it this way because it's resonating with me this way. It's something that I've been working on, but just because I'm working on it doesn't mean anybody else isn't either. So I'm just gonna give the message as it comes. I see that you have changed your perspective when it comes to setting expectations. I mean, it says waking up. I feel like you've had rude awakenings when it comes to, you know, expecting something and it just not go that way, or expecting someone to be a certain way and they turn out to be not what you thought. So it's definitely a wake-up call. It's a change of perspective on disappointment, failures. Not so much failures. I don't like that word. I like challenges. But there's just this disappointment is within self. Like, you didn't measure up, but there's a lotus. Is that a lotus flower? Yeah, that's a lotus flower right next to it. Which is all about like inner beauty, external beauty too, but also your past, your roots, your family, your upbringing does not define you. Because ultimately a lotus flower grows out of mud. But I'm seeing that you have definitely changed your perspective, and the fact that you can change your perspective like that, it's very important not to go back and handling situations in the same way you were, because it will ultimately lead to repeating a cycle, when this is opening a new form of habit for you that is way more healthier, that is going to have you moving forward in the right direction, for sure. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. So I see that you're in a transition right now, and you've accepted that, and so you have synchronized with your transformation, and you are in flow with it. And this is an understanding that you have within you and spirit and your higher self, because and it's easy to get out of flow. Trust me, it's easy to get out of flow and to find that current again. But I see this coming into fruition for you. Okay. I see that this is intention. I see that you have a strong, your intentions behind your new beginning is to shed the old, to shed what no longer serves you, to shed the beliefs of others that, like false narratives that you chose to hold on to. You're starting fresh, brand new, like a baby, and that's because you are working with intent, and you are putting all of it behind your new beginning. And it's I mean, you could even be going through even a physical glow up. I mean, you can literally be glowing. Let's see, even internal, just the way we express ourselves on a day-to-day basis. Subtle things. It might be even interesting or intriguing to see what would come out if you were to keep like a little notepad or a little journal or something. I got some in my eye. I'm sorry, guys. To help recognize these new forms of behavioral habits that are all being set up for your new beginning, which is fascinating. We have overload and we have passion. Okay, now number 6, this is the Lover's card. This is a tarot deck, okay? Excuse me. And this is the Lovers, okay? Overload. Overload is like, I'm feeling that you may have come to a place where this can go 2 different ways. Where A, you are willing to hold the extra weight for you and your partner when it comes to 2 people in love with each other. That's not a far out thing to do, especially if you have true love and compassion for somebody. Yes, you're gonna want to help them, and it's almost like I feel like this rock was like laying on top of somebody, and they just needed so badly for somebody to just pick the rock up so that they can keep walking. And so that's one way to take it. Willing to knowing that there are going to be challenges when it comes to a partnership, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship with one of your children, whether it's mending a broken relationship with a family member. It could be anything. But the Lovers and overload, I just feel like you have stepped into a place where you don't view, you don't discredit, you don't belittle the people you love, you don't take advantage of them, you don't dislike them, you don't like them any lesser, or anything like that because of this overload. They love you for who you are, and if that's the case, then this comes with it, whatever this may be. But it's obviously malleable, like it's obviously something that can be picked up and tossed to the side if need be. those were two different examples I got from that. Let's see.